Well, by February, the excitement of New Year goals starts to fade, and teams begin to feel the weight of day-to-day demands creeping back in. That's why this month is the perfect time to refocus on what really drives success: connection. So today we're going to be talking about why connection matters more than ever and how you can intentionally build it within your teams. Let's consider that.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, a speaker and coach helping professional women reconsider success through intention and authenticity. Join me in creating a life you can live on purpose.
Hey everyone, I am Consider Jennifer, also known as Jennifer Meyer, and this is our space online to pause, reflect, and then go engage on purpose. Let's start with a truth that might feel a little uncomfortable for some of us. We are more isolated and more stressed than ever before. The same tools that make our work faster and more efficient, things like AI, are creating distance as well. Zoom meetings, Slack messages, and of course, automated workflows all help us get things done, but they can't replace the deep human connection that we're wired to need. And this matters. It matters because when people feel disconnected, they are way less engaged, less productive, and more likely to burn out. In contrast, connected teams are resilient. They adapt better to change, collaborate more effectively, and drive innovation with greater ease. And that's one of the reasons why I prefer Agile as a project manager. The Agile framework, it thrives on regular touch points, open communication, and shared understanding. This is all designed to intentionally build trust and keep teams aligned, engaged, and connected. But connection needs intention. It doesn't happen by accident. So it's very important that leaders prioritize creating spaces where people can truly connect, especially in hybrid or fully remote work environments. Today, I'm going to show a few ways that I've learned to foster those connections and strengthen teams. And it begins with safety. Psychological safety is the foundation for everything I'm going to be talking about today. It's a culture where people feel safe to speak up, share ideas, and even make mistakes without fear of judgment. Brené Brown talks a lot about vulnerability, but vulnerability isn't possible without certain levels of psychological safety. Now, I want to be very clear and upfront. Vulnerability does not mean oversharing or any unprofessional behavior. It just means creating an environment where people feel comfortable being real. They feel comfortable being themselves. So here are a few ways to begin building psychological safety with your teams. First, model vulnerability. As a leader, share when you've made a mistake or you've struggled with a decision in the past. For example, I made a call last month that absolutely didn't plan out the way I thought that it would, but this is what we learned from it and how I'm going to move forward. This invites others to share their experiences too without fear. Next, facilitate feedback. Use tools that are similar to an Agile retrospective to encourage open dialogue. Ask questions like, what's working? What's not? How can we improve? Now, it is absolutely critical that you respond to any feedback that you get correctly, okay? Empathy plays a huge role here. And empathy is very simply believing someone else's experience, even if it's an experience you don't share. So if you ask for feedback and then get feedback that's honest, but don't believe it or do something with it, you have destroyed psychological safety for your team. And lastly, celebrate mistakes. Frame them as experiments. So for example, this didn't go as planned, but we know what to do differently next time. Psychological safety is what enables teams to experiment, fail fast, and then grow. Now, of course, psychological safety is just one component of this. Connection also needs consistency. And these don't have to be big, grand gestures, but small, consistent habits that you do with your team all the time. Here are 3 practical things that you can do to build connection habits on your team. Always start meetings with a quick check-in question, like, what's a win from this week? Or what's something that you are looking forward to in the future? Try to keep it positive. In Agile, there's a daily touch base. And while that might be a little bit too frequently for some of your workflows, creating a regular stand-up really can be a simple way for quick touch bases which align teams and build trust long term. Now, this becomes like next level, pro level stuff when you create an expectation for peer-to-peer recognition, which is the second habit you can integrate in. Create a Slack channel just for shout-outs, or dedicate a few minutes in team meetings for colleagues to recognize each other. Again, this is really the most effective when it becomes standard practice for your team. When team members know that they are expected to recognize others, they'll then spend time looking for things to mention in your meetings. And lastly, have and schedule some team building activities. Now, these don't have to be elaborate. They could be twice a year or once a quarter. You get your team together just to build relationships. It's not about work. It's not about project progress. Instead, try a quick icebreaker like Rose, Thorn, Bud, or 2 truths and a lie. These are really great, easy ways to get to know each other better outside of your roles at work. Now, lastly, connection isn't just about relationships. It's really also about purpose. People need to see how their work contributes to the bigger picture for your organization. Now, here are a couple of ways that you can do that too. Remind teams regularly of the company's mission and values, and then connect individual tasks to that mission. For example, guys, this project isn't just about hitting a deadline. It's about improving our customer experience. And that's something that you made happen. Thank you. Be sure to celebrate the impact in personal ways. Highlight how team efforts make a difference. For example, saying something like, thanks to your guys' hard work, our new onboarding process has reduced customer wait times by 30%. And you can also share why that matters to them. I mean, if you know that Jane or John on your team are motivated by offering support to others, tell them how their work did that in a specific way. For example, Jane, because of the work that you did, Susie and her team now have less stress in their work every day. Great job and effort. It really made a difference for them. Celebrating these wins and then formalizing how team tasks connect to larger success goes a long way for people to feel like what they do every day matters and is even being noticed. Now, before I wrap up, I do also want to make sure that I say, leaders, you need connection too, right? The stress and isolation that affects your team, that stuff affects you as well. So be sure to take some time to ground yourself and build your own support network, and then model the connection you want to see in your teams in the future. Remember, this isn't just about leading other people. It's about showing up as your whole authentic self. You're a better leader when you are fully present and engaged too. So as we move through 2025, connection will be the key to thriving teams, I think. It's not just about productivity. It's about creating a culture where people feel valued, aligned, and then engaged. Now, if you're ready to take this further, be sure to reach out for a workshop or a training session on building connection with teams. I would absolutely love to partner with you to create a culture that drives results and supports people. And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more tools and strategies to live and lead with purpose. Be sure to drop a quick comment below on a way that you're going to be fostering connection for your team this year. It's, I think, really important to share ideas and inspire each other. Connection is what it's all about, right? And as always, be sure to consider your connections and then be on purpose creating them, because strong teams build lasting success. Okay, guys, until next time, bye.